Welcome students. Today we are here to study the digital image processing. This is an elective paper in the 4th year 7th semester having subject code EC703A. I am Kaushik Pal, Assistant Professor, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Guru Nanak Institute of Technology. Today we will discuss about age detection. Now before that, in the previous class we have studied that what is age, why age detection is required, how we can detect the ages and different applications of age detection technique. If we consider the definition, what is an age? An age is a set of connected pixels that lie on the boundary between two regions. In other ways, we can also say an age is a local concept, whereas a region boundary, owing to the way it is defined, is a more global idea. Now, age detection. Why age detection? Age detection means identifying sudden changes in image intensity. Applications: various machine vision problems such as object segmentation, scene understanding, etc. Age detection techniques has several applications. Nowadays, for fingerprint recognitions, to face detections, to gesture detections. So in lots of areas we used to apply this age detection technique. Now we have to understand the sentence that age detection means identifying sudden changes in image intensity. Here we can see in the left side image there is a paper, triangle shaped paper, there is a pen drive, and there is another sellotape. Now these three objects are lying on a black top of any table. So they are three objects and they must have different intensity values. So the end of these two regions, that means this triangle shaped paper and this black tabletop, so they are having different intensity. So we can find out the easily at the edge in the right side, where we can see the outlines of all those objects. Why we are seeing the outlines? Because these outlines are known as edges. So we are detecting edges as because they are different. That means the intensity levels are totally different from the background to the foreground. So that's why we can easily detect the edge. Detection of discontinuities. So when we discussed the segmentations, we have discussed two terms. One is continuity, another is discontinuities. So if we want to detect the discontinuities, so what we have to do? Detect the three basic types of gray level discontinuities. First of them is known as points, or that is also known as isolated points. The second one is lines, and the third one is edges. Now points means a pixel or a dot. What do we mean by isolated points? An isolated point is that particular point which lies between an area and it doesn't match at all with its neighbor pixels. So a pixels which is not matching with its surroundings or with its neighbor pixels in the term of intensity, that is known as isolated points. Collection of these some points are known as lines, and if some lines lies between two different areas having different intensity in for those areas is known as edges. So from here we can again say edges must be lines, but all lines must not be edges. The common way to run a mask through the image has been given here. That particular masking means a logical operation carried out on an image in order to aim or identify a part of it. That means a mask is a logical operations carried out on an entire image to find out the entire portions or some portions of this. Here example 3 cross 3 mask, the example of an 3 cross 3 mask has been given, who W1, W2, W3, W4, these are the weightage of the mask. So here we can see a 3 cross 3 mask. First, if we want to detect the point, that is known as point detection. So what do you mean by point detection? A point or an isolated point has been detected at the location on which the mask is centered if this mod of r greater than equals to t, where t is a non-negative threshold values, that is a predefined values, and r is the sum of products of the coefficients of the gray level contained in the region encompassed by the mark. Now we can see the mask also, which has been given by all the fields filled by -1, and the middle of is filled by 8. So if there is no points or no isolated point, the response or the average response of this mask should be equals to 0. But if there is an one or some isolated points, so the average response of the mask should be a non-zero value. So from this mask we can easily detect some isolated point. So that's why this is known as point detection. If we move forward in the next slide, we will find the example of that. So here we can see some portions which has been given here by the dot. Now in the right side we have isolated pixels or a point. So here we have used the same mask which is filled by all the boxes are filled by -1 and the middle one is filled by 8. So this is nothing but a point detection mask, and the first image is an X-ray image of a turbine blade with a porosity, and in the C image results of a point detections. Now here we can see that the particular point or the isolated point from the X-ray image can easily be identified through the given mask. So this is an example which we can easily understand. So hope this example is clear. Now we will move forward to the next slide, which is known as line detection. So after finishing the point detection, we should move forward for line detection. Line is collections of some points. So if we want to detect some line, we have to keep in mind that those collections of pixels either may be horizontal or vertical, or they may have some slanting positions. So for that we have to take four masks, which is one of them is horizontal mask, another is vertical mask, another is positive slanting, another is negative slanting, and these two are given by plus 45 degree and minus 45 degree. Here the horizontal mask will result with maximum response when a line passed through the middle row of the mask with a constant background value. The similar idea is used with other masks also. That means the vertical mask will give the result with the maximum response when a line passed through the middle column of the mask with a constant background. So the average response of this mask should be equals to 0 if there is no line, or no line it can be detected from there. But if there is some lines, so this mask will give some values. That means the average response in this case should not be 0. Here for the positive and negative slope line, we should use the plus 45 and minus 45 degree mask. Here we have to note that the preferred direction of each mask is weighted with a larger coefficient than other possible directions. So using all these four horizontal, vertical and two diagonal mask, one is plus 45, one is minus 45, we can detect the line. So this is all about line detection technique. This is an example where we can see we have used these three masks. The first image A is image of a wire bond mask, and here we can see the corresponding B, C, D is the mask. That means B is the horizontal line detector mask, C is the plus 45 line detector mask, and D is vertical line detector mask. So from the image, if we use all these three masks to find out the edge, so the result will be E, F and G here. So E results of processing with the horizontal line detector mask. So here we can see all the horizontal lines are there, but the vertical edges as well as the angle edges are not clear here. So from the corresponding F figure we can easily find out the results of processing with the plus 45 line detector mask. And from the G image, the result of processing with the vertical line detector mask has been given. So here we can see from these three masks, either we are getting the horizontal edges or the vertical edges or the diagonal or plus 45 degree angle edges. So if we combine all of them, we can have the exact edge of the image. So this is an example. We have to just see this example very carefully to understand the use of the diagonal, vertical and the horizontal mask to detect the line. So that's why this is an example of line detection technique. Now we will forward for the Hopf transform. Hopf transform is also used for line detection. It permits the detection of parametric curves, that is straight lines or circles, in a binary image produced by thresholding the output of an edge detector operator. Its major strength is its ability to detect object boundaries even when low-level edge detector operators produce these type of sparse edge maps. The Hopf transform is defined for the functions axy is given by the equations here, where with axy each point xy in the original image A is transformed into a sinusoid. Here we can see that rho equals to x cos theta minus y sin theta, where rho is the perpendicular distance from the origin of a line at an angle of theta. So here we can see the edge detection technique. Edge detection is the name for a set of mathematical methods which aim at identifying points in a digital image at which the image brightness changes sharply or more formally as discontinuous. Then edge detection is used to obtain information from the frames as a this type of precursor step to feature extraction and object recognition. This process detects outlines of an object and boundaries between objects and the background in the image. Approaches for this implementing is first order derivative and second order derivative. First order derivative is also known as gradient operator, whereas second order derivative can also be termed as Laplacian operator. Edge is the boundary between two homogeneous regions. So this can be the definitions, and the definitions are very simple definitions of edge detection technique. So if we want to see the approach for implementing the edge detection technique, we have either gradient operator, that means first order derivative, and then we have Laplacian operator, that means second order derivative. Now this edge detector has advantages and disadvantages both. The advantage is this is easy to implement and also simple to understand. And what are the disadvantages? It is not suitable for very noisy images. It is not suitable for edgeless images. It is not suitable for images whose boundaries are very smooth. So if the boundaries are very smooth, then we cannot have any type of images. So these are the disadvantages or limitations of edge detection techniques. That means if the image is too noisy, or if the image doesn't have any type of edges, or boundary is very smooth, in that case this edge detection is not possible. And in the other way, it is very easy to implement and also very simple to understand. So this is the key points or key advantages of edge detection technique. Now this is the edge detection approach. Segmentation by finding pixels on a region boundary. Edges found by looking at neighboring pixels. Then region boundary formed by measuring gray value difference between neighboring pixels. So these are 3 points which describes the edge detection approaches. Moving to the next slide, there are some operations we can see here. So edge filter operators or edge detection techniques. There are 7 techniques are there which are very much popular. One is Sobel operator. This is the most useful and widely available edge filters or gradient masks. Then Robert Cross edge operator, then Laplacian operator, then Prewitt operator, then Kaidesh operator, then Canny edge detector operator, which is more preferred because the result or the output of this Canny edge detector is very good. And the last one is edge maximization technique, or which is also known as EMT. So these are the 7 techniques here explained. Among them, Sobel operator is mostly used and it is very popular, whereas the Canny edge detector is mostly preferred because the output results is very good for Canny edge detector techniques. So again, if we just go through another way, the 7 techniques for edge filter operators, they are Sobel operator, Roberts operator, Laplacian operator, Prewitt operator, then Kaidesh operator, then Canny edge detector operator, and the last one is edge maximization technique. So these are the different edge filter operators. Gradient operator. So first derivatives are implemented using the magnitude of the gradient. So here the magnitude of, we can find out the grad f equals to gx by gy, which is also be given by del f by del x divided by del f by del y. So this is the grad f. Now if we want to find out the magnitude of grad f, that should be equals to gx square plus gy square whole to the power half, or root over of gx square plus gy square. So that means root over of df by dx whole square plus df by dy whole square. So that can also be, if we consider only the magnitude, so we can have the approximations value, that is grad of f nearly equals to mod of gx plus mod of gy. So this is the gradient operator. Again we have given here the same things, so using some examples of the mask. So here we can see some masks are there. So the first one is given as Z1, Z2, Z3, Z4 up to Z9, as because this is a 3x3 mask, so the value starts between Z1 and it ends at Z9. So this Z is the intensity values and this is known as the weightage of the mask. Now if we consider these 3 masks, one is for Robert, another is for Prewitt, and the last one is for Sobel. So lots of masks are examples of masks are there. In case of Roberts, this is a 2x2 mask, whereas for Prewitt and Sobel, this is a 3x3 mask. Now for this Roberts mask, we can have 2 diagonal 0 along with 1 diagonal -1 and another is +1. Now for Prewitt operator, we can see this, the first row is all -1, middle row is all 0 and the last row is all +1. So one mask is for horizontal and another mask is for vertical. So for the next mask we can see column wise, that means the first column having all the -1 values, the middle column have all the 0, and the extreme right column has all the +1 values. Similarly for Sobel we can have two masks here, one is for horizontal, another is for vertical. So some values are given row wise and some values are again given in the column wise. So the first one we can have -1, -2 and -1, then the middle row is filled by 0 and the last one is 1 to 1. Similarly for the column wise, if you see the column wise for the Sobel marks, the first column should be -1, -2, -1, all the middle will be filled by 0 and then 1 to 1. So if we want to have the value of gx and gy from here, the value should be gx is equals to z7 plus z8 plus z9 minus z1 plus z2 plus z3, whereas gy equals to z3 plus z6 plus z9 minus z1 plus z4 plus z7. So from this 3x3 mask we can find out the corresponding magnitude, which has been given by gx square plus gy square root, that means gx square plus gy square to the power half. So here this is a 3x3 region of an image. The j's are intensity value and various masks used to compute the gradient at the particular point level z5, so which is nothing but the middle point of this mask. So this is the gradient operator. If we move forward the Laplacian operator, it should looks like this. The grad square f equals to del square f xy divided by del x square plus del square f xy divided by del y square, where grad square f equals to f x1 x plus 1y plus f x minus 1y plus f x y plus 1 plus f x y minus 1 minus 4 f x y. The Laplacian mask used to implement the equations has been given here. We can see all the 4 diagonals are filled by 0, then inner diagonals are filled by -1 and the middle point is filled by 4. Similarly for the other we can see the next mask filled all by -1 and the middle one is 8. So here we can see the Laplacian operator, which helps us to detect the age. The Laplacian operator has also been here given here, and from this we can again see the corresponding the value of del square of the grad square f or del square f by del x square plus del square f by del y square, and the individual values has been given, from where we can easily compute the grad square f for this Laplacian operator. Now this is the example. The first one is the original image. The next is the Laplacian image. The magnitude section shows the positive or negative double line effect characteristics of the Laplacian operator. The third image shows the absolute value of the Laplacian operator, and the last one is the positive values of the Laplacian operator. So this is a very good example for illustrating the Laplacian operator, by which we can see the applications of the previously known different equations. All those equations are here used to find out this example. So this is the example of age detection technique by Laplacian operator. So here also the Laplacian of Gaussian, which is the abbreviated by LOG, has been given. So here you can see two zero crossings are there and the corresponding mask is also given. In the first image, three-dimensional plot of negative of this Laplacian of Gaussian has been given. In the next image, the negative of the LOG displayed as an image, and in the third image we can see the cross section of which is showing zero crossing, and in the last mask which is given by 5 cross 5 mask approximation to the corresponding shape, where is the negative of this mask should be used here in this practice. So this is the Laplacian of Gaussian example has been given, whose output image we can easily see. So here we are having 4 images. So first one is the original image, which have a size of 834 multiplied by 1114 pixels with intensity value scale to the range 0 and 1. Then for the next image, it is the results of steps 1 and 2 of this type of algorithm, which is known as Mark-Hilbert algorithm, whose we have taken some specifications as n is equals to n and sigma is equals to 4. Next the third image is zero crossing and of these B images using a threshold of 0, and the last image explains zero crossing found using a threshold equal to 4% of the maximum value of this image. So which results are very thin images. So the first image was the original image and the last one is the edge of that particular image. So we can see here the edge detection technique we can easily find out here. So here we can see that the definitions of edge detection techniques has been discussed in the previous class, along with the requirement of edge detection technique, which is mentioned here, edge detection when and why. Then application of edge detection techniques in several fields, and the importance of the applications of edge detection technique. Then detect the 3 basic types of gray level discontinuities. One is isolated points, the next one is lines, and the last one is edges. We have also studied the advantages and several disadvantages of edge detection techniques, which are also been mentioned as the limitations. Then different edge detection approach has also been discussed, and then we have also introduced different type of edge detection techniques. So introductions of 7 edge detection techniques: Sobel edge detections, Roberts, Laplacian, Prewitt, Kirisch, Canny, and edge maximization technique has also been discussed here. And then the gradient operator and Laplacian operator with equations and examples has also been explained here, and the output of the corresponding operators has also been described. So students, hope you have understood the class. So if you have any queries, you can mail me in my mail address, and you can also send your queries in my WhatsApp number, which has been given here. Thank you all.